class is going to be called, I was going to call it Resist the Devil, but it was a little too easy. And I wanted to challenge myself, so this class is going to be called, Which Proverbs Woman Are You? I've been meaning to do this class for a long time. Captain Gad knows I'm big on titles, and whenever one hit me, I write it down. So this has been sitting for a while. But we're going to go over that. Which Proverbs woman are you? Let's start out. Officer Judy, you read it for me today?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get it. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 7, and let's read verse 10. We're going to work our way up on what a Proverbs woman should be like.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now she is without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner.
All right, so I wrote a whole class just off of 3 scriptures. So we're going to break it down precept upon precept off of 3 verses right here and show how all the Bible just ties together. All right, verse 10, read that.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of heart.
So I started out with that first of breaking down which Proverbs woman are you, because the thought came to my mind, when it comes to your clothing as a woman, are you that type that pushes the limits? You test the waters with your clothes. Okay, we know, we understand the dress code. We know what it is. It's fringes, it's a dress, and it's a head wrap. But even within your clothes, because at this time when Solomon wrote this, it wasn't even a fault for a woman to put on what belongs to a man. So how could he distinguish between what's a righteous woman and what's the righteous clothing and what's the clothing of an harlot? She had on a dress, right? And a head wrap, but it came off as the attire of an harlot. So you're asking yourself, what type of woman are you? Do you push the boundaries? Do you push the limits? Are your clothes more times than often form-fitting? You ain't got a loose dress in your closet. If you're gonna wear a dress, you're gonna make sure you look good in it. Mm-hmm. We're gonna dissect it. Go to 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 9.
The book of
Captains, officers, y'all jump in whenever you want to. 1 Timothy 2 and 9.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In what?
In modest apparel.
Modest apparel. Can a brother tell me what modest means? You need to know more than the sisters do because it's your job to teach them. Manasseh, in the back, new brother. Let's see if you know what modest means.
Shalom, leadership.
Shalom.
Unrevealing.
Unrevealing. Okay, I'll take that. Any other brother? Let's see. I'm going to work my way up. Michael?
Not promoting sexual attention.
Ah, there we go. Not promoting. I like the word you used. You said not promoting sexual attention. Because although you are beautiful, you wear a head wrap and a dress and all that, but do you dress in order to promote sexual attention? Not righteous attention. You want people to look at you and notice you sexually so you can get that attention. So eventually, whether you be single, someone comes a searching for you because you allured their eyes through your dress code.
And you know what, Cap?
Yeah.
And some sisters, when they do that, they would like to reveal something. I want to see if any brothers see it. So it's not something that we just see alone. Some sisters will reveal something with their clothing. Do any brothers know what I'm talking about? Let's see.
I think I know. We're going to get to it. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let's see.
Sometimes you'll notice that a woman is trying to reveal her curves. It's like her dress fits tight in all the wrong places.
Okay, close. Let's see. Or rely. Let's see. They getting close.
Sometimes a sister will reveal her cleavage
with her dress that she's wearing.
Okay, you
Give it to Caleb. Give it to Caleb.
Caleb, let's see.
Like, call me.
Right,
I
right,
know.
right.
He's a single brother too, so let's see.
The back of the bra strap.
Oh, okay.
That's good
Okay.
too. That's good too.
Okay.
All right, let's see
So,
one more.
so for him to say that means he's noticed that.
Right,
Sisters, that means he's noticed that. Okay.
And that does catch our attention.
John Levi, he's another single brother. Let's see.
Let's see.
What have you noticed?
They're revealing that they single.
Oh, okay, all right. So you can tell the difference between a married woman and the way she's dressed and a single sister?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir.
All right, I agree with that. I see on Facebook, I can definitely tell a single sister from
Right.
a married sister. I can tell that all day. You single sisters got that worldly, seductive look on your face on Facebook. When you got the selfie in your car on the Sabbath, and you're like this.
And Cap, they know when that crack show, they know it's showing. They know it's showing. You still post that picture up.
Yep.
But
That's
there's
seductive look.
one thing that when they wear their clothing, they
Isaac.
reveal something.
Isaac, he got his hand down.
Hey, shalom, leadership.
Shalom.
They revealed their character.
Nah. One more, Cap.
Yeah, because I got to move
Matthias.
on. I got to move on.
Matthias, one more. If you don't got, I'm going to give it to you. Let's see. Bring it home, bro.
The panty line.
No.
Nah.
All right.
Tattoos.
Tattoos. Right.
Tattoos.
Yeah.
They will literally have their back out just to show that tattoo. Or that one right here. They'll make sure that the shirt, it cuts off right here so they could show that tattoo. That's also seductive as well.
Yep. Exactly right. Okay, so modest apparel means non-sexual attention to yourself, whether it be form-fitting clothes, and I'm gonna get something else too. Go to Isaiah 47. So being modest means to draw non-sexual attention to yourself, and I'm gonna bring it out. I don't want to jump the gun. Read Isaiah 47 verse 1 and 2, so sisters know what a modest dress length is. Read that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
So this is a prophecy about America. He sees America as a woman, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Go ahead.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal. Uncover thy locks.
So God, when he's looking at a woman, her head is what, brothers? Yeah, that's why he said, uncover thy locks. The head is covered. Go ahead.
Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh.
Do what?
Uncover the thigh.
So God, and a lot of us, we just see this is my leg, and you throw all of from your hip bone to your ankle bone in there. God makes a distinction between your what do you say? Your leg and your thigh.
Yes, sir.
It's a difference. So it's letting you know if you have to uncover that leg, that means that dress was down past the knees, close to the ankles. And I know it might be a trouble for some of you sisters to walk up steps. Well, be a lady and hold your dress up off your ankles and just walk up tender and delicate. I see it all the time. Just tender and delicate. Pull up and walk up so you don't trip over it. That's a tender and delicate woman instead of getting one. You know what? I ain't trying to trip over his dress, so I'm going to get one at the knees. No. That's ungodly. So that dress is down by the leg, and it says uncover the thigh. That means that it started from down there, and it came up, and it went past the thigh to pull it up. So it starts down by the ankles. All right? Go ahead, finish it out.
Pass over the rivers.
That lets you know that she had to reach down to her ankle to pull it up past the leg, which is the shin, and go past the thigh up above her waist to cross over the river. If you watch the old movies where they go over the water, they lift up their dress to do that over the rivers. All right? So that's where your dress should start if you didn't know that. Now, let me see what I got right here. That's modest dress. And we know modesty is not to draw sexual attention. Modesty also goes into this off-the-shoulder dresses that have showed up in Israel recently. Sisters, do not push the limit just to get attention. Leadership hasn't said anything to you about it. Okay, that's fine. Don't push the limit on it to get just to get attention, especially when you got evil thoughts behind it. All right, so they allowing the off the shoulder to come in. They letting this right here. Some of you don't come in here with this, that off the shoulder that goes way down here, and the dress is all the way across here, and it's a 0.5 centimeter from your cleavage showing. That's pushing the limits, because you pushing the limits because your thought is the reason I'm exposing all of this is so I can look sexy. In your mind, you might think it's royal, but don't play games with us. We already know. Because you started out here, and then the next time you came in, it was down here. And all of this is showing, and all of this is showing. Don't push the limits on what modesty is, borderline and trying to be sexy, especially when you got evil thoughts. All right? Pull up that article on Wikipedia. We went over this on FCN. Sexualization. The reason why I say that, modesty also goes into with this off-the-shoulder stuff you've been wearing, is because you Black and Hispanic women, you Israelite women, you have been sexualized since slavery. And we know how Israel is. Give them an inch, you will take a mile. Take a galaxy when it comes to being wicked. And they say, oh, nobody said anything about it. Where's the sin in it? All right. I don't want to go on with that. I know how y'all think. Okay, so this is sexualization. This is Wikipedia. I want you to, let's go to black women. And I want you to click on black women. Hold on. You just passed it up. Go up and click on black women right there, 4.1. And then let's go to the last paragraph. We went over this in detail on FCN this past Thursday. So I'm just going to touch on a part we didn't touch on. You got to zoom out some for it's a little too big back here. I mean up front here. Okay. Zoom out more. Zoom out more. Yeah. Okay. All right. Just read it in the back. I don't know. Why is it off like that? All right, read the last paragraph in an NPR.
In an NPR interview with Professor Herbert Samuels at LaGuardia Community College in New York and Professor Muriel Miller-Young at UC Santa Barbara, they talk about sexual stereotypes of black bodies in America and how even in sex work, already a dangerous job, black women are treated much worse than their counterparts due to the effects of their over-sexualization and of objectification in society.
So I know a lot of you sisters, you really don't know how to look beautiful righteously, and you're working on it. And if you get an inch, you'll take a mile, because this is how you know how to look sexy, by exposing everything. But newsflash, the world has objectified you in sexualization, meaning that they don't care what is in your mind. They don't care what kind of wisdom you got. They are only worried about the shape of your body as an Israelite woman. That's all they want you for. They don't care nothing about you. That's why you've seen videos of just recently the cops slammed the black girl on the highway. She literally, in the video you could tell she's about 125 pounds, and the cop picked up and body slammed her. You know why? Because he don't care about black women. All he sees is a piece of meat when he see you, because you've been over-sexualized throughout the centuries of being here. So it should be your job in your mind, like, okay, I'm not going to be seen as just a body part, just as a sexual object. Even after I've repented, I'm not reverting back to that. So go back to the article and finish it out.
Black women's bodies are either invisible or hypervisible.
That means either they don't see you or they see you straight naked. either you are not existent to them at all. They don't care nothing about you, don't even look at you, or they got you looking like a stripper in a rap video. Go ahead.
In the 1800s, a South African woman named Sarah Bartman was known as Hottentot Venus, and her body was paraded around in London and Paris, where they looked at her exotic features such as large breasts and behind. Her features were deemed lesser and over-sexual.
Who's ever heard about showing hands of Sarah Bartman, Hottentot Venus? Raise your hand. Okay, not enough for you. Google her. We gotta let these millennials know. We was watching a Jesse Lee Peterson video that just dropped yesterday, and it's evident that if millennials is from no, it ain't right. Okay, it ain't right. But these kids around in the 20s and up, you're struggling for wisdom. I'm gonna just be nice to you that way. Don't know nothing. They're asking them kids. One kid didn't even know. He's 22. And he grew up with a father that's a Muslim and a white mama that's Jewish. And Jesse Lee P said, "Where's the woman come from?" He said, "I don't know." He said, "What? You mean you don't know?" He's like, "Nah." He said, "You didn't know a woman came from a man's rib?" He said, "Whoa." He said, "What? For real?" He said, "What'd you think about that?" He was like, "That's mind-blowing." He's 22, never heard of it in his life.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. 22, 24, and 25 years old, knew nothing, just void of wisdom. So pull up, boom, there you go. That was Sarah Bartman, Hottentot Venus, South African woman. And they enslaved her up in London, and they paraded her around London for them white men, and they raped her and abused her until she died of some STD, of syphilis. She died of syphilis in London somewhere in a shack. Over-sexualizing you. Right? That's why modesty is so important as a Proverbs woman, and you got to be aware of it at all times. Now go back to the article, and I want to let's go to Northern Kingdom, because you ain't out the water either. We all the same people. God, it is small, man. Why is it so small? Look, are y'all zoomed in on the computer?
That's just how it shows up on the website itself. So it's gonna,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's read through that real quick. We're gonna read down to point 31 to where it says culturally. Let's read through that quickly.
Latino women. Latina characters that embody the hot Latina stereotype in film and television is marked by easily identifiable behavioral characteristics such as addictively romantic, sensual, sexual, and even exotically dangerous.
He's right. I mean, honestly, when I watch TV, I don't see anything other than that when it comes out of Northern Kingdom women. No matter what show they own, that is how they are. That's how they portrayed. On the news, even there on the news, they be showing videos on Facebook and stuff of weather newscaster of Northern Kingdom women. Like, she's in a mini skirt doing the news.
Right. Telemundo.
All right, go ahead.
Self-sacrificing, dependent, powerless, sexually naive, childlike, pampered, and irresponsible. Stereotypical Latina physical characteristics include red lips, big bottoms, large hips, voluptuous bosoms, and small waists, and high heels, huge hoop earrings, seductive clothing. Within the hot Latina stereotype lies three categories of representation: the cantina girl, the faithful, self-sacrificing señorita, and the vamp. The cantina girl markers are great sexual allure, teasing, dancing, and behaving in an alluring fashion. The faithful, self-sacrificing señorita starts out as a good girl and turns bad by the end. The señorita, in an attempt to save her Anglo love interest,
go ahead,
utilizes her body to protect him from violence.
What was that one? The cartoon?
Pocahontas.
Yep, exactly right. Go ahead.
The vamp representation uses her intellectual and devious sexual wiles to get what she wants. The media represents Latinas as either a hot-blooded spitfire, a dutiful mother. The sexual implications of the hot-blooded Latina has become an overgeneralized representation of Latin people. This has led many to see the Latin people as what is normally wrong with the United States.
What is so Latin? What does it say? This has led many to see the Latin people as what is morally wrong.
Morally wrong.
In the United States. Go ahead.
With the United States. Some believe it to be wrong simply because the interpretation of this culture seems to go against white Western culture. Culturally, the Latina is
culturally. This is how you normally raise, right? Go ahead.
The Latina is expected to dress as a proper señorita.
As a proper señorita. Now, what's that thing? Officer Halez was talking about it one time, and he took us on. What's that down here they got on Calle Ocho? Right? It's a little museum over there, and they took us over there, and I forget the word they got. But it's a bunch of women in dresses, and it's red, white, and blue dresses. They big flowy dresses, and they showing what's it called? You know what it's called, but it's like the representation of what women are supposed to be in Latin culture.
Yeah, so they have like a big dress, and they have head wraps too.
Yeah.
And they also have like a white shirt that's like cut down to their shoulder.
Yeah.
But that's a culture that they put saying that our mothers used to wear those dresses. So we got to keep that custom.
Right. So go back to it. The article.
Go back to the article.
Sexualization.
Go back to the article. And so at that point, where was it at? Highlight it for me culturally. 31.
Culturally, the Latina is expected to dress as a proper señorita in order to be respected.
To do what?
In order to be respected.
In order to be respected. The way you dress, that's why modesty is so important. That's why God said, let my daughters dress modestly, not drawing sexual attention to themselves. The way you dress is equivalent with the respect that you receive. So don't push the limits on that and try to push it with the clothing you have now. With it form, because the more form fitting it is, the more you expose, the less respect you will get. It just goes hand in hand, because the less clothes and stuff you got on, what's the first thought to a man's mind, brothers? What is it? She's a what? She's a harlot. Oh, I don't need. She dressed like that. She don't respect herself, so I ain't either. I'm gonna talk to her any way I can, and she allow me to do it, and I might look up and get one in tonight.
And you know what else, Cap? The righteous brothers who could have been potentially your husband, when that name be brought up to him, like, hey, what you think about this sister? You know, she is, she want to prove you. He'll be like, what sister? That sister? Nah, she be revealing too much.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
Don't let that be a mark against you, sisters. All right, and you sisters that are married, don't let that be a mark on your name. All right.
The term they say now.
What the hell y'all doing with this camera, man?
Is thirsty.
Yeah, thirsty. Go back now. Go back.
Culturally, the Latina is expected to dress as a proper señorita in order to be respected as a woman, which conflicts with the Western ideals that a girl is sexual if she dresses too mature for her age.
So you dressing too dressing sexual, you're too mature. And we brought it out on FCN, how the world sees you, the way you dress. You're not a little young girl in their mind. You are ready for sex, and they're going to treat you as such, and they don't care anything about you. We're not done with that. Go back to that. Scroll down. Let me see something. Scroll down. Go up. Go back up. Go back up. Go up. Right there. Native American women. Get in the house. Are they exempt from this being modest? Let's see. Read that.
Native American women. Starting from the time of white colonization of Native American land, some Native American women have been referred to as squaw.
Squaw.
An Algonquin word for vagina.
Go ahead.
The squaw stereotype is the dirty, subservient, and abused tribal female who is also haggard, violent, and eager to torture tribal captives. Another stereotype is the beautiful Indian princess who leaves her tribe and culture behind to marry a white man.
So from the top to the bottom, Israel women have been sexualized here in America, where they only see you as one way and they only look to you for one thing. We need 10, 15 voluptuous shaped women. Get them, do a casting call for that, and have them come shake their rump in the new Chris Brown video. Oh, what about you need some hands to work for the a new cure on obesity or AIDS or something like it? Oh, no, we don't need them for that. Thank you. Get these Edomite ladies right here, the
pasty white women.
Becky. Get the pasty white women that, you know, when they come into the workplace, we won't even look at them because they don't have anything sexual we need. So bring them in here. But when we need a video, bring in the half-naked black women, Hispanic women, the Native Indian women. That's all they good for. That's all we want them for.
Hey, Cap, there was a Pepsi commercial in Spanish, and I thought it was, I was like, damn, what is a sexual, I thought, something wrong, like porn, all that. Oh, shoot, let me change it. Turned out it was a Pepsi commercial. Talking about, Pepsi. And it was a woman half naked, and I'm like,
in a bikini drinking a Pepsi.
Yeah, that was it. I was like,
that's how
wow.
it be. Go to Sirach 26 and 9. Let's move on. Sirach 26 and 9. So which Proverbs woman are you? The first attribute it said was it's a woman that met him in a attire of a harlot. Proverbs 26 and 9. Sirach 26 and 9.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26 and verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
Read it again.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
So the clothes that you wear and the way you wear them, it means a great deal. You just don't say you throwing on clothes and you moving on. You keeping the laws according to dress code and just move on. The way it looks on you means a great deal of what type of Proverbs woman you are. Jump back to Sirach 19 verse 29 and 30.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 29.
Yep.
A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance.
So you are known by your look. You are judged by your cover. Go ahead.
When thou meetest him, a man's attire and excessive laughter and gait shew what he is.
So I got right here. So how do you want to be thought of? How do you want to be thought of as a woman? How do you want to be seen first by God and then by man? Because what you wear is going to show God what type of woman you are. That's why he put it in here, to tell us what he already know. If she dressed like that, she's a harlot. You'll know about her look. And she might feign one way in the beginning, but her true colors will show, because if she wasn't that way, she wouldn't dress like that. Right? So how do you want to be known? First before God and before man. Jump back to Sirach 26 and let's read verse 22.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 22. And harlot
what?
And harlot.
What was the word they used in verse 9? In verse 9, what was the word they used that coincides with harlot? Lemuel. What is it? Whoredom. It said whoredom. It said whoredom. All right. So read it again.
And harlot shall be accounted as spittle.
So you understand now why the clothes, women that wear provocative clothes and exposing more than they should, this is why they get treated with no respect at all. Because it says a harlot is accounted as spittle. Worthless. Right. You can drag them through the mud, do anything you want to, make them a baby mama. Who cares? She don't respect herself. I don't either. She ain't nothing but a foot dragger is what they call them here in Florida. I've learned that from Captain Gad.
Yeah, so you said, how will you be remembered or known before God and before man? Matthew chapter 26 and verse 10. Matthew 26 and verse 10.
The book of Matthew chapter 26 and verse 10.
Because this is talking about a woman. Read.
When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me.
So she was doing something that the world was seeing, whether it was a good work or whatever. She was actually doing a good work before Christ. Jump to verse 13.
Verse 13. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her.
So how do you want to be known before the for God and man? Do you want your story to be told and held as a memorial that this sister or whatever has done a great work after you dead and gone? We still talk about this sister that did this to Christ, right? And Christ specifically said that wherever you go preach this gospel in the world, that you talk about this sister.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy, right? All right, so let's go back. Now let's go to Judith chapter 10, right? Let's go to Judith chapter 10, because we was dealing with modest apparel, right? So let's go to Judith chapter 10, because it ain't no shot that you can't look beautiful. Nah, you ain't supposed to be walking around here looking like Ancient Mama and the old Harriet Tubman. Nah. We're going to see that movie, though.
Yeah, but Cap, that scripture where it says a harlot shall be counted as spittle, we know it because it'll be times where, you know, say if a brother knew of a sister's, you know, story and stuff like that, and say if you're at the mall with him, you know, you're at the mall with him, and a brother said, hey, you remember me? Mm-hmm. Majority of that time, that man ran through and all his boys did as well. And when that one brother say, you don't remember? It's all right, it's all right. And especially if that man approaches that woman while she's with another man. Because I know you ain't wifing that, bro. I know you ain't wifing that. It be that way. It be that way a lot.
Right. Go to Judith chapter 10.
Verse?
And verse 1 through 4.
Yes, sir. The book of Judith, chapter 10 and verse 1. Now after that, she had ceased to cry unto the God of Israel, and had made an end of all these words. She rose where she had fallen down, and called her maid, and went down into the house in the which she abode in the Sabbath days and in her feast days, and pulled off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off the garments of her widowhood, and washed her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment, and braided the hair of her head.
Braided the hair of her head, right?
And put on a tire upon it.
It's a head wrap.
And put on her garments of gladness, wherewith she was clad during the life of Manasseh her husband.
Read.
And she took sandals upon her feet, and put about her bracelets, and her chains, and her rings, and her earrings, and all her ornaments, and decked herself bravely to allure the eyes of all men that should see her.
So this is twofold right here. There's nothing wrong with dressing and being beautiful, right? Because you see that she was married and had a husband named Manasseh, and while he lived, she had bracelets, she had chains, she had rings, she had earrings, she beautified herself. So when we read 1 Timothy 2 and 9, let's go back to that real quick. I want to, just so we don't forget the thought. So because in Christianity out there in the world, it's taught, especially in that Jehovah Wickedness religion, that you can't be beautiful, you got to be ugly. That ain't what God's saying. Read that.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, that with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array.
Is that it on verse 10? Or verse 9?
You want verse 10 also?
No, just verse 9. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you read that, and you don't have a precept to come behind it. You say, okay, I got to dress down and look like I'm a slave in this truth. No, that's not what it's talking about. We'll go back to it later because we read right here back in Judith chapter 10. Let's read verse 4 again.
Judith chapter 10 in verse 4. And she took sandals upon her feet, and put about her bracelets, and her chains, and her rings, and her earrings, and all her ornaments, and decked herself bravely to allure the eyes of all men that should see her.
All right, so you can be beautiful and still dress up. Understand that when you do that, men are going to look at you. So when they look at you, are they going to see, oh, she's a harlot? Or are they going to see, jump over to Judith chapter 8, verse 7. Judith 8, 7 through 8. Let's see. What are they going to see when they look at you? Read 7 and 8.
The book of Judith, chapter 8, and verse 7. She was also of a goodly countenance and very beautiful to behold. And her husband Manasseh had left her gold and silver and men servants and maidservants and cattle and lands, and she remained upon them. And there was none that gave her an ill word.
So although she dressed beautiful, it was none that did what?
Gave her an ill word.
So although she dressed beautiful, you still couldn't speak evil about her because she was still modest in all her beauty. And her chains and her bracelets and her gold, she was still beautiful. Nobody said she dressed like a harlot. God said none gave her an ill word. Read on.
For she feared God greatly.
She feared God greatly. Now go back to chapter 11.
Yes, sir.
And I want to read verse 20 and 21. So you can dress beautiful and still nobody speak ill word against you. Go ahead.
Judith chapter 11 and verse 21.
20
and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Then her words pleased Holofernes and all his servants, and they marveled at her wisdom and said, there is not such a woman from one end of the earth.
So it said they marveled at her wisdom and said, there ain't a woman like this nowhere in the earth. Read on.
From one end of the earth to the other, both for beauty,
Go
of
ahead.
face, and wisdom of words.
She had both of them. And nobody spoke an ill word against her. Being a Proverbs woman, you got to have both. Far too many times have we came across and we've stressed that, and even people that are not in IUIC have stressed, yeah, IUIC got beautiful women, but they airheads. They don't know the scriptures. That's the knock on IUIC women. But as a Proverbs woman, you've got to have, you don't have to have beauty, but if you are beautiful and going to put that out there and you want that to be seen, you better have some wisdom behind it as a Proverbs woman. If you just known for beauty and you ain't got wisdom, what are brothers going to refer to you as? Let's see who's taking Amaziah. Let's see his hand went up. Let's see. What are we going to see you as?
She's beautiful, but dumb as a doorknob.
She's dumb as a doorknob, right? But it's a word. It's a word. You missed it. Hamul. Up front, stand up. Let's see. You gave the politically correct answer, Amaziah. Ephraim. Let me see.
She will be considered dumb or base.
Y'all brothers missed it. Let me give it to a young brother. John Levi. Stand up, man. What we gonna say?
She'll be a whore.
She a hoe. She pretty, but she a hoe. Dumb as a rock. Crazy. You ain't care nothing what she say. Well, she said that to you? She must have read that out of a daggone fortune cookie. All she's known for is how she look and how she back it up on you and the way she dress. And you ever thought of her as being a wise woman? Everybody gonna look like, nah. You got to have both of them, right? All right, so let's go back to 1 Timothy chapter 2. Which Proverbs woman are you? We're dealing with just the dress code right now.
1 Timothy.
You got nowhere else yet.
Chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works.
So after these scriptures we just pulled, let's see who's putting the precept together. What's a way that women can show godliness? Let's see. Oh, Lemuel hand went up. Let's see if you're putting the precepts together, because a lot of them don't tie this together. What is it?
If she's studying and doing.
Oh no, man! Sit down. You missed it.
And
Joshua.
it works.
No, you was wrong 2 times. How?
If she dressed modestly.
There you go. By her attire, that's a way you show godliness. A lot of people, the sisters, miss that. Your godliness is shown through your attire. That's why God said, put on that modest dress. Don't have it show sexual attention, because men are going to look at you because you're an Israelite woman. And the way they're going to know that you are of God and God is in you is by the way you dress. If you don't dress like this, okay, they're going to know something, that God ain't with you. So you know what? I can approach her how I want to. That's even in this truth. Don't forget this, sister. Even in this truth. You go around exposing more than you should and wearing form-fitting clothes that you know you shouldn't be, you're going to get treated as such. Guarantee you. gonna get treated as such. Okay, so let's go back to Proverbs chapter 7. Proverbs chapter 7. Which Proverbs woman are you? All right, Proverbs chapter 7. Let's read verse 10 and 11.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn.
She's what?
She is loud and stubborn.
We're just going to deal with that part right there. Let's go. She is loud and stubborn. All right, go to Proverbs 9:13. Let me show you what what he calls a loud and stubborn woman. Read that.
Proverbs 9, verse 13. A foolish woman.
A what?
A foolish woman.
Read it again.
A foolish woman. Is clamorous.
Is loud. Got a lot of words. Go ahead.
She is simple.
She's what?
She is simple.
Layman's term, dumb. Go ahead.
And knoweth nothing.
Don't know nothing at all. If she did, she wouldn't be loud and stubborn. Don't know nothing. God calls a loud and stubborn woman, you foolish, you clamorous, you simple, and don't know nothing. And you think you're right half the time.
And look at this, Cap. Go to Sirach chapter 7, verse 26.
Bring it out.
Sirach chapter 7, verse 26. God gives us, he tells us, man, commands us, don't fall for no simple woman. You putting yourself in a trap. She gonna have you doing all the work. Watch this. Go ahead. Read that.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 7 and verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not.
But before you get that wife, look in that proving process. Look what he say.
But give not thyself over to a light woman.
Now watch this. He says, don't give yourself over to a light woman, meaning simple. Give me Sirach chapter 36 and 22. Last one on this one. Watch this. Sirach chapter 36 and verse 22. So say if the sister is beautiful. She's beautiful, modest apparel and everything. Sirach chapter 36, 22.
Go ahead.
Read that.
Sirach chapter 36, verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better.
She's beautiful. She's everything you wanted. But the scriptures say she's simple. So do we brothers, do you still should marry that sister or start proving her? No. God says don't give your mind over to a simple woman.
Don't put yourself in that situation. Talking about like, oh no, Now we know we're not ignorant up here that single sisters, you don't have the same comfort or I guess foundation or whatever backing that married sisters have. Like, you know, you read something and it's hard, you know, like you might not understand it and you gotta text one of us and wait to get an answer or call and something like that. We might not pick up. These married women, they like, oh, what does this mean? Boom, it's right here. Okay, we understand that, right? So we know that it's a certain level of building up you got to get as a single sister. Not saying that you don't know nothing, but you got to building up. But when it comes to you single brothers looking for what, don't start thinking about proving these. You ask her what's the 10 Commandments. She has no idea what the hell the 10 Commandments are. Don't think to yourself, oh no, I'm gonna build her up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna build her up. That's my job as a man. She's beautiful. She just don't know nothing because she's single. I'm gonna build her up. No. She should at least know the damn 10 Commandments. What tribe Christ came out of. At least know the 12 tribes, that type stuff. She don't know that? Oh, no. I got to wait till the Lord pour out wisdom on you, sis. Let me move on. You know, if it's meant to be, will be. Okay, all right, let me go back. I don't want to digress too much here. Okay, so it said in Proverbs 9:13, it said, a foolish woman's clamorous. Why would she be foolish? Let's see. Give me Proverbs 11 and verse 29. Why does God say she foolish and she don't know nothing?
Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 29. He that troubleth his own house.
He do what?
He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind.
Now the Bible's written in a masculine tone, but it's talking to you. So I know a lot of y'all when y'all read he. Oh, that ain't talking about me. I'm a she. That's a woman. That's not talking. When God talks to me, he says, the woman shall not wear it. So he speaks to me specifically. No. Bible's written masculine tone, but it's talking to you too. Right? It says, he that troubleth his house house. Read it again.
He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind. And the fool shall be servant of the wise.
So let me see what I got here. It says when it talks about you going to trouble your own house, a loud, stubborn, clamorous woman, and you don't know nothing. If you're this Proverbs woman, which one of you are, I don't know which one you might be, you're going to bring in unnecessary arguments. We got trouble, put / arguments next to it. As a woman that just keep on talking all day, and it's not that you talking for us to listen. Remember, this is a loud and stubborn and clamorous woman. This Proverbs woman is. That trouble is going to be arguments. Because we are the sons of God, and we are going to do what God tells, because Christ is our head. So we got to do what he tells us to do. So if you kick it against the pricks with that, you troubling the house. There's going to be a lot of arguments because you got a lot of words coming out of your mouth, and it's loud and it's stubborn, right? And this is what's going to happen. This is what I wrote down. Make sure I bring out what I wrote down. You are going to trouble your house to the point where your husband shuts down and he's going to become a lion. Ain't no more damn talking. No, we don't need ain't no more talking to you. I don't want to hear your side of the story no more. I know exactly what I'm supposed to do as a man of God. I done figured out what I might have not knew at the beginning, but now I know what you're supposed to do as a woman of God. And ain't no more damn troubling. You want trouble this household? Let's go. I'm ready. I'm going to shut down, and what I say go. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. He going to become a lion in the house.
Hey, Cap, because you know what's going on. A lot of married sisters will come up and say, my husband is a lion in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at first we'll get on it like, damn, bro, what you doing? You tripping.
Yeah.
But a lot of y'all don't know that.
Break it down. Go ahead.
A lot of y'all don't know that evidence have been brought up here that the brother got to be a lion because you being a dragon.
Yeah.
And it takes a lion to overthrow a dragon.
Yeah.
And you being a dragon, that's why the brother got to say, you know what, the hell with it. Now I'm just going to read the Bible. Yeah. Oh, you got a spirit of rebellion? Okay. Read. And sisters don't like that. So then they say, oh, you been a lion. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, stop being a dragon.
Yeah, we don't call some of you sisters in here. You so nice up here on the Sabbath to us. Oh, but you a dragon at home with your husband. Manipulating him. Oh, yeah, we done heard the arguments, the audios. So, going back to that, don't get to that point of where you trouble the house so much as this loud and clamorous Proverbs woman that your husband shut down. It's like, it's my way. It's my way or the highway. Get the hell. You can leave. You can go stay with your mama if you want to. Right. Don't get to that point, sister. I'll cook spaghetti and hot dogs for myself. Don't get to that point. Don't get to that point to where he don't even want to lay down with you. Now you know you are level 10 dragon when a man's like, baby, I want some, baby. I ain't feeling it. I'm
tired. I'm sleeping.
Or even you get to that point, you done took off all the clothes and you're ready to do it. It's just, what's wrong with you? I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know.
The noodle.
Maybe it's you stressing my ass out. What's wrong? It don't work, no. You need pills? No, I don't need no pills.
Right. It's you.
It's you.
It's you.
I'm telling you.
It takes a lot for a man to get there.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying.
Because we don't emotionally connect to that like that.
But if he got to that point, where his stuff don't work no more, woo!
Hey, can you look up the definition of clamor?
I'm telling you.
Look up that definition.
This is for you single brothers.
It's real. This
married
is real,
brothers, single sisters, married sisters. Which Proverbs woman are you?
There you go. That's the one we want right there. Read the first one.
Clamor. A loud and confused noise.
Go down.
Hey, hold on. It's a confused noise. So this is letting you know. Right. All the talking that this Proverbs woman does, a lot of talking, God says she's clamorous, right? So even in God's ears, you might think you justify. In God's ears, like womp 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 womp. That's what he hears in the heaven. Womp 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 womp.
Yep. It's confusion, and it's causing troubles. And a lot of times, like you said, Cap, is portrayed as the man being the problem. But a lot of you sisters, man, y'all the problem, man. A lot of you sisters are the problem. Go back to the definition.
Clamor, a loud and confused noise.
Read the synonyms.
Synonyms: din, racket, loud noise, uproar, tumult, babble,
like a baby trying to talk. And you wondering why none of you say get to him, because it's damn babble. Read that.
Babble, a confused noise made by a number of voices.
Sound like a crowd of people talking to the brother. Wonder why the brother can't hear you. He hearing like 20 people at the same time.
Racket.
Read. Go ahead. Synonyms. Read them.
Clamor, din, racket, confused noise, tumult, uproar, hubbub, babble, babbling, shouting, yelling, screaming.
Watch this.
Commotion.
Read.
Chaos.
What?
Chaos. Bedlam.
Oh, no, that's it. That's it. What we hear sometimes is chaos. Go ahead, Cap.
Pandemonium, confusion, hullabaloo. I like that one. Woman, stop hullabalooing around here. I'm going to use that. All right.
Pandemonium.
Hullabaloo. You hullabalooing right now.
And the bad thing is, a lot of the women don't know that they got the devil on them.
Mm-hmm. That's why we bring this card out to see which Proverbs women are used. So, compare and contrast. Go to Sirach 25. Let's read verse 20. When you got a lot of words, you clamorous, you troubling your own house, you going to inherit the wind. He going to shut down on you, turn into a lion. He going to leave you. He going to separate from you. That's rare. Goodness gracious. A man come up here like, we need to separate. I need to separate from her. Read that. Sirach 25, and let's read verse 20.
Sirach 25 and verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is the wife full of words.
Full of words, clamorous words. Read.
To a quiet man.
Now, all of you know your husbands better than I do, but I can generalize, and most of these men over here are fairly quiet. Hell, they don't talk here on the Sabbath half the time. I know they don't. I know they don't get in the car and like, I couldn't wait for us to get in the car alone so I can tell you about my day. I know these men ain't doing that. I know they not doing that. Most men are generally quiet. We speak when we need to, when we have to, or when we got something on our mind that we want to get out. That's when we speak. Other than that, most of the time we quiet. So if you are full of words, you are like a sandy way to an aged man. You know how hard it is for an aged man to climb up a sandy hill? Just go on a beach. Some of us that are young and we walk on the beach, you walk long enough on the beach, it'll wear your calf muscles out. You're like, man, I'm wore out from walking on that beach all day. So just like an aged man climbing up a sand dune. That's how it is when you got a lot of clamorous words and it's not wise, right? Jump back up to verse 18.
Verse 18.
This is what happens.
Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it.
And when he said, hey, your wife over there, she done offended one of the other sisters, he gonna do what?
Shall sigh bitterly.
Oh, God.
Why me?
He's crying on the inside, Lord. Why is the woman that thou hast given me? That's what he gonna say. They gonna have to get up and correct you.
Hey, you know what? Read that last part of verse 20 again. Just read the last part.
So is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
The reason why that will become a problem, because it's nothing wrong with hearing your wife out. A lot of sisters like to talk, and we listen. The problem becomes a lot of sisters just like to argue.
Yeah.
Them words, full of words, that ain't words of kindness.
Right.
That's not words of wisdom. That's words like, nigga, I've been waiting to argue with you all day.
I just want to argue so it makes me feel better
Right.
about all the stress that I'm going through in my life. I just feel like arguing. You're the closest person to me.
Right.
I'm great. Pick one with you.
Hey, a lot of times, Cap, and you can contest to this. A lot of times, problems happen because brothers don't argue back.
Yeah.
A lot of times, sisters have a lot to say, and that quiet man is full of nothing. No, he don't want to say nothing back. That's what starts even.
You don't care.
Why'd
you say that? You don't care. See,
right.
you don't care.
Like,
That's why you ain't saying
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I'm leaving. Oh no, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna sit here and argue with me? Come on, man.
I gotta get through the class, Samson. I know you want to give your testimony. No, we can't do it right now. Read verse 16. Jump up to verse 16.
Verse 16. I had rather dwell with a lion.
This is a man's thoughts. I'd rather live with a lion
and a dragon.
Ooh.
Than to keep house with a wicked woman.
That's his thoughts when you full of clamorous, boisterous noise, hullabaloo. When you're full of that. Somebody find me a lion and a damn dragon, and I'll live with them.
Hey, y'all know lions kill you.
Right.
And the brother said, I'd rather be eaten alive by a lion
but the thing is,
and a dragon.
The characteristics with a lion and a dragon is animals run off of what? Instincts, not emotions. A lion will only try to kill you when he's hungry, so you know when to expect when there's lion to come for you. With a woman that is full of words, that is emotions. You don't know when she gonna fire off. I take my chances with the damn
brothers
lion.
walking on eggshells in their own house.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if I should say that. I know I want her to do this, but you know what? I'm gonna just do it myself. I know it's the woman's duty to do that, but you know what? I'm gonna dwell with him according to knowledge right now. Let me do it myself.
I'm gonna give way. I'm gonna give way to the wife. I'm gonna give way to my woman. Nah, bro.
This is a certain. Which Proverbs woman are you? We okay. All right. So, what I got here? Okay. So what I wrote down said your manner of conversation, sisters. What you say and when you say it is a great deal of being a Proverbs woman. You just can't be like in the world. You was taught that. What are women in the world taught? You are taught that I'm gonna say what's on my mind. I'm gonna speak what's on my mind, and whoever don't like it, I don't care. You ain't gotta be around me. That's what you was taught in the world. That's the furthest thing. That's a dragon. You're not a Proverbs woman at all. That's why we got so many problems. That's why a lot of houses you got. Fatherless homes is because a lot of the women have grown up being raised to be a dragon, and the man is I just can't deal with it, or they'll be with him in the beginning. And my father left when I was 6 or 7 years old. That was all that he could take of the clamorous, loud, and stubborn woman for 7 years, and he I got to leave my firstborn child just to get away from this. I gotta go. That's because they was raised that way, but we reversing that, right? Go back to Proverbs 17:1. Proverbs chapter 17 and 1.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 1. Better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith than a house full of sacrifices with strife.
Read it again.
Better is a dry morsel and quietness therewith than a house full of sacrifices with strife.
So God's letting you know that a man likes a quiet house. He likes a quiet woman. Not that you don't speak, but your words are chosen wisely of when to bring them out. When do he need my counsel, or when should I give him my suggestion? I tell Zahira know me. She know. You can't tell me nothing. You cannot. You can suggest some stuff, and her suggestions, I listen to them. And then I take them and I apply them, and if it works for me, I do it. But you ain't gonna sit here and be like, "Hey, you need to do this. You need to get up earlier and go work out so you can win that fitness contest."
Right.
You don't tell me what to do.
Right now, watch this, Cap. Now, just say that happens. Even though what you saying is right, I ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it. You ain't gonna tell me what to do.
I will stick to my guns and being wrong.
Best believe it.
Just so that you don't get the upper hand on me.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
I'm gonna keep the preeminence.
I'm gonna do it.
Right. Keep it. I ain't giving it up.
Right.
It's mine. It's mine. God gave it to me. So, just a tip for you women that are trying to be Proverbs 31 women: suggest stuff to your husband. Quit trying to tell him what to do. It ain't gonna work. God didn't make him that way.
So, Cap, this scripture's saying if your husband come home from work and get his dinner plate and go eat in the car?
Damn.
They got some problems there.
If you give him the food, he'd be like, "Oh, let's sit down at the kitchen table. Let's watch a movie while we eat." No. Nah. I'ma read. I'ma study while I eat.
Hey, how about he come home and I made food for you? Oh, I ain't hungry.
I ain't hungry.
I ain't hungry.
I ate on the
I
way.
ate already.
Now look at this. It's going into us as a man, a dry morsel, right? Which Proverbs when quietness therewith. He likes quietness. So for you married sisters, are you trying to keep the house quiet? That's even going into the kids. Or do you just say, oh, they kids, they're going to be loud. You know, kids going to be kids. And while this quiet man over here is like, God, these kids. Oh, Lord. I've been gone all day. This woman got home 2 hours before me. She know I work 7 to 7. She gets off at 4:30, gets home by 5. She got these kids. These kids just like they just woke up and she ain't doing nothing. God damn it, this woman. So a part of being that Proverbs, keep the house quiet. Keep it quiet for the man, all right? That's going into the kids also. Okay, so jump over to verse 27, 28 to show you. Quiet house.
Proverbs chapter 17, verse 27. He that hath knowledge spareth his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. Even a fool, when he holdeth...
Hold on, read that part again. Even a what?
Even a fool.
Remember, it said a foolish woman is clamorous. Go ahead.
Even a fool, when he holdeth his peace...
Keeps quiet.
...is counted wise.
You wise. That's a wise woman. She knows when I don't want to hear it. She knows when's the right time to bring me problems. She know when I'm half asleep, don't come in there and start talking to me because I won't remember nothing you said. She knows don't talk to me when I'm on my phone because I'm handling stuff with the congregation. I will not hear it, and I'll wake up and be like, you'll say, did you hear me? And I'll summarize. The last word is what I heard. Yeah, we got to get bread from Costco. No, what I did say was there ain't no bread in the school and we need 10 loaves of it, and Cafe 144 said something to you about it. See, you wasn't even listening because you was on your phone. Yeah, you damn right. I wasn't. You're right. But a wise woman knows when to bring those words out. So it says, even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise. Read on.
And he that shutteth his lips is esteemed a man of understanding.
So women, work on sparing your words, right? Work on sparing your words so you can be considered of an excellent spirit, as a Proverbs 1, right? Go to Proverbs chapter 7. Go back to it. You got something real quick?
Yeah, so we have two types of women. That woman, that wise woman, she knows, okay, you know, he like a quiet house. There's a time and place to talk to him. That simple woman will look at that quiet man and say, he don't like to talk to me. Yeah. We don't talk that much. We don't hold conversation. We don't communicate enough. Mm-hmm. That's what they'll say. That's what a simple woman would say instead of looking for a time and place to conversate with her Lord.
Right.
Lord's will, y'all not that simple.
So let's go back to Proverbs chapter 7 and let's read verse 11 again.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 11. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
All right, so let's deal with that. Her feet abide not in her house. She's just out for no reason. Let me give you an example of just being out. You just want to be out. You just want to get up out the house. You feel like you're cooped up. I'm a slave in here. Genesis 34. Oh, they laughed, so they must have heard. They thought that. Genesis 34. Let's read verse 1 and 2. Let's see. Your feet don't abide in your house. You just want to go out and wander around and about, huh? Read Genesis 34, 1 and 2.
Oh, you never take me nowhere.
Let's see. Let's read that.
Genesis chapter 34, verse 1. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see.
She did what?
Went out.
She went out of where, brothers? The house. Go ahead.
To see the daughters of the land.
Let me go see what these other girls is out here doing. Let me go see what's out here. Let me go see what they doing. I've been in the house all day, right? Let me go outside. And what happened to her when she went outside?
And when Shechem. Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the country, saw her.
He saw her because, she might have had on some clothes that drew his eye, that wasn't modest enough to where he just looked past her as a godly woman. He's like, oh, Like them curves she got on her right there. Go ahead.
He took her.
He did what?
He took her.
He did what?
He took her and lay with her and defiled her.
He did what?
And defiled her.
Dinah got herself raped. She got herself raped. Just being out and about, feet not abiding in her house. And you sisters know, we just read the article, sexualization. When men of this world see you, they don't see a wise. That ain't the first thing that comes to their mind. Oh, surely that's a wise and understanding people. That ain't the first thing they see, because we don't keep the commandments as a nation. They see, oh, she look nice. I want some. Let me take her. That's why, just me personally, Zahira know, when the sun go down, if you going outside, it better be for a good damn reason.
For real.
And most of the time, it's to the car and back. I don't even like it going to Walmart, especially Walmart by yourself. Walmart, especially the one up on Atlantic. Oh, that's the hood one, too. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The lights don't work half the damn time. It's dark in every corner. You got to park right up under the light to be seen. It's dark the rest of the cars, then it's another light. Anything can happen there. We see an epidemic of Israelite women throughout the earth getting kidnapped, found in suitcases, folded up. I think it says 600,000. What was, you remember the number on it? I think the number was like 600,000 missing Israelite women in America, and nobody cares. You don't see them on milk cartons. Nobody cares. Being out and about when you don't need to be, and especially with some protection with you, anything can happen to you. God forbid you out and about just because you just want to get up out the house and you leaving without your husband.
It says nearly 75,000 black girls and women are missing across the country.
And I seen one that was higher than that. But we'll go with 75,000.
75,000.
That's a lot.
Remember the young sister in Chicago out with some young people, and she ended up getting found in the freezer?
Yeah. At the hotel.
Yeah, at the hotel.
Yeah.
She young. She was 16, 17?
Yup.
Wasn't where she was supposed to be, doing what she wasn't supposed to do. She found in the freezer.
Yup. Amazon, Ephraim.
And on that same instance, she was video recorded being raped by the two men.
Oh yeah, she was.
In that same
Up in the room, right? And her wandering and stumbling was the hotel cameras that caught her. But it was another video. They was raping her upstairs with a friend in the room with her. That was recording it. You're right. Feet didn't abide in the house. Go ahead.
Can I get the script?
Bring it up.
Titus 2. Just real quick, we're just going to touch it. Titus 2, verse 5.
Then we're going back to Genesis 34.
Right. Titus 2 and 5. Read that. Talk about the aged woman.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 5. Titus chapter 2 and verse 5.
Come on, brother.
To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home.
Keepers at home. What y'all got to understand is that being a keeper at home is a privilege. Mm-hmm. It's an obligation, but it's a privilege. You got to understand, our home is our kingdom.
Right.
The Lord gave you the responsibility of keeping that kingdom, readying that kingdom, so when your Lord comes home, that's his kingdom. Mm-hmm. And it's given to you to keep.
Yeah.
It's not given to no other person out there. It's given to you.
And on top of, he chose you to manage it. He could have chose. Women outnumber men right now, especially when it comes to black and Hispanic women. There's more women out here running around because a lot of us is caught in the prison houses, trapped and killed. So he said, you know what? I am going to grow old with her. I choose her to do this. That's an honor in itself. And I want you to guide the house. Make sure this thing, I don't want nobody else but you to do it. So stop looking at it as a burden and looking at it as a blessing. All right, go back to Genesis chapter 34, and I want to read verse 31. It says, he defiled her, just so you know that it was rape. And Ham is crazy. He raped her, then he loved her, and then asked for his Ham's. Tell you,
Genesis
Africans crazy.
Chapter 34, verse 31. And they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot?
That let you know that it wasn't upright. He just took her. You mean to tell me he gonna take our sister, defile her, took her stuff, and then ask for her hand in marriage? He gonna deal with her like a whore, a harlot? Nah, it ain't going down. Levi and Simeon got together and killed everybody. Bring it out. Well, that's why y'all divided now. Y'all crazy.
Hey, they was not speaking Creole or Spanish, okay? You're screaming out said, but they was not speaking Creole, brother.
So.
Hey, Cap.
Yeah. What you got?
We got a video on something like that about the kidnapping.
How long is it?
How long is that thing? 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay, let's play it. Let's play it. If it's uploaded already.
Yes, sir. We're ready to go.
Oh, that. Yeah, we was going to bring it up. Is it any sound on this?
Yes, sir.
Not abiding in your house. They found a van, 15-passenger type van, just in the parking lot.
That's the power, everything. That power, all this shit in here.
Basically, it is a professional kidnapping van.
It's like this, like all this.
I didn't even see that.
I don't even know what all this is. It should look like a bomb or some shit. This is, I don't know, this right here.
I think it's a joke.
That's like the door. I think this unlocked the door. I want to close y'all in here and see. No, don't close me in here.
Yeah,
I'm going to open it.
I just want to see, knock on it so we can see, can you hear?
I will. Climb out, Alicia. Let her do it.
She ain't scared of him. Cut it off. She from Texas with the thing something. Knock. Hold on. Knock.
Say something.
She not
Scream.
Nothing.
Open the door, tell her scream.
You can't hear her knocking.
You can hear it a little bit, but barely.
She said scream.
Closing the screen. Do it again. Oh, hell no. You can't even hear it.
Y'all screaming
Hell no. You can't even hear that shit.
All right, we done with that.
They insulated the inside of the van so that the sound don't go outside the van. Somebody can be in there screaming their lungs out. Nobody will hear them in that van.
That's what happens. You don't buy it in the house, all right? Anything can happen. We see it's happening to our sisters more than anybody. So go to 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Not abiding in your house. This is that Proverbs woman.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So inside the house, it should be a certain level of peace. It should be a certain level of peace as a Proverbs woman that you bring to the house and that your husband brings to it also. Because outside of that, you get mad at each other, you arguing because the words going back and forth. You leave the house. Outside that house, the devil waiting on you so he can devour you and throw you into a van and nobody hear you. God forbid that happen. You get into an argument and just leave the house because you got to cool off, blow some steam, and you leave the house and you don't come back. Satan is out there waiting for you, waiting for that loud and clamorous and Proverbs woman, and her feet don't abide in her house. 1 John 5:19. 1 John 5:19. This is what's outside in the world.
The book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 19. And we know that we are of God, and the whole earth lieth in wickedness.
Read it again.
And we know that we are of God, and the whole earth lieth in wickedness.
Mine says world. What's yours say? Who else says earth?
I'm sorry. And we know that we are of God, and the whole world lieth in wickedness.
The whole world lies in wickedness. There's nothing good outside your house. That's why God said this. Go to we'll get it later. But that's why God wants you in the house, right? That's why he says. So that's that Proverbs 1. Now go to Proverbs 31. I had a whole page on that Proverbs woman right there. Proverbs 31 and 10. This is what y'all want to hear. This is what y'all came for the Sabbath. Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
It said, what's the question God asked?
Who can find a virtuous woman?
A virtuous woman, right? Go to Proverbs 12 and verse 10. Let's show you about that virtuous woman. Which Proverbs woman? Are you this Proverbs woman right here?
Proverbs verse 12.
Chapter 12, verse 10.
Chapter 12, verse 10.
Is that what I want? Hold on. Is that what I want? Let me see. 12 and 4, yeah.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
She's a what?
Is a crown to her husband.
That's why God asked that question. Who can find a virtuous woman? She's rare. She's like rubies. Because this woman is going to be a crown to her husband. Pull up the definition of crown. Let's see what it means. Because God used those specific words to describe a virtuous woman for a reason. What is a crown? Pull it up for me. Let's see what we got. All right. So let's see.
Crown. A circular ornamental headdress.
What do I got here? Go to Merriam's. Go to Merriam's and just go down. It's already there. It's already there. Just scroll down some. There you go. And I got definition number 7 on here. Let's see if it's the same thing. Blow it up, blow it up, blow it up, blow it up, blow it up. X out, blow it up for us so we can see it. Blow it up. Big, blow it up. Then drag it over.
Something that imparts.
Hold on, we can't see it yet. Where's it at? Number 7. Okay, there we go. This is the one I liked. Go ahead.
Crown. Something that imparts splendor, honor, or finish.
It's something that imparts. So it says a virtuous woman is a crown. She is splendor. She brings honor and finish. She completes the man.
Right.
She completes him. Like this is what he's out here doing the work of the Lord. He ain't pulling this whole boat by himself. I'm out here with him. I'm right. I can't go out there and teach, but I can fold up some flyers. I can make sure this is ready. I'm gonna iron the pants, the shirt's ready. I'm gonna encourage him to go out to Camp 101, and I know it's on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. So you know what? When he leaves, I'm gonna study my precepts while he's gone. That's a Proverbs woman, virtuous one too. She's a crown. She's splendor to him, right? Read that again. Proverbs 12 and 4.
Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 4.
Go back to the definition too, and we're going to go at the top and see what it says. Read that.
A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband.
She's a glory. She's splendor. She's, in other terms, she completes him. Go ahead.
But she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
We just went over a whole list of that, how you make a man ashamed. Like rottenness in his bones. You're a disease to him, and you eventually kill him. That's what rottenness in your bones is. It's a disease, and you eventually kill him. Kill the spirit in him. Go back up to the top. Go back up to the top. Well, it has never looked like this before on this TV. Ever. It's the first time. All right. I can't see. Okay. So read that one right there, the first one.
A reward.
This is the definition of crown. Read.
A reward of victory or mark of honor.
That's what type of virtuous woman. You're a reward of victory. Especially when you are doing what you're supposed to as a Proverbs woman, fulfilling your role as a daughter of Sarah. That man can say, yeah, look what I got here. Look what I had. It's my possession. I have built her up. And look at all the works that she do around here. That's a reward right there. Yeah, that's my wife right there. He ain't going to be that man that when he hear your name, oh, Lord. Or he ain't going to be that brother be like, oh, I'm still working on her, Captain. Oh, still working on her. Hey, why your wife look like? Why her face look like that?
Right.
I'm still working on her, Captain.
Mercy, Cap. Mercy, Cap. Hey, but also, Cap, you said it earlier, as being that crown for your husband. You can encourage the brother to become a prophet of the Lord. Mm-hmm. You understand? Just like Judith, that was Judith, right? That encouraged the men to fight.
Deborah.
Deborah. It's the same thing. y'all can encourage these brothers to become great men or greater men. You see, he feeling, he lacking in something. You can encourage him.
All right. So go back to Proverbs chapter 31.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Who can find that woman that is a splendor? Who can find that woman that is she's a sign of victory in that man's life? Go ahead.
For her price is far above rubies.
Very rare. It is very rare. And I've come to the, I've been around for a few years in truth. Come to the point, the fact where it seems like a lot of women are scared to be a Proverbs 31 woman. You're afraid of it. You're not trying to be it. That's why it's very rare to find some. But it seems like a lot of them, it seems like when I read that, it looks like a whole lot of work. I got to do a whole lot of changing. You know what? I'm going to just be me. And he got to deal with it. And I'm just not going to push him to the limit of where he's snapping, go crazy. But that Proverbs 31 woman and that Proverbs 7 woman, I'm going to be somewhere in between. I'm going to be somewhere in between. Sometimes I'm righteous. He going to love me like all outdoors. And sometimes I'm going to get on his nerves. That's why he married me in the first place.
Right. Hey, shame. And I got to say this. Every sister in here can become a Proverbs 31.
You better believe it. That's why it's written.
Every last one of y'all. The thing is, just like you said, Cap, you scared. But shame on you. I gotta say this. Shame on you if you don't desire to become a Proverbs 31 woman. And I'm gonna deal with this with the marriage aspect of it. As a man, we deal with a lot more things than y'all deal with as women. We gotta go to work, deal with Edomites at the work. We got to deal with wicked Jake at the work. We got to with temptation at the work. Then we got to come home, and now we got to deal with wickedness. It should be a smooth sailing. Once I clock out, I can't wait to go home. That's how it should be. Yeah. I can't wait to see my wife. I can't wait to see my kids because I know everything is in order.
Right.
Real talk.
Right. So it says, who can find a virtue? Her price is above rubies, right? Go to Sirach 26 and let's read 1 through 3, and because God is very detailed about this virtuous woman that He wants all of His daughters to be. Right? That's how He created you to be in the first place. Read that Sirach 26 and let's read 1 through 3.
Sirach chapter 26, verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife. For the number of his days shall be double.
Pull up the definition of virtuous. Keep going.
Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
So this is going in. Who can find that virtuous woman? We read the definition of the virtuous woman. You're a crown to him already. You're a sign of victory. Right? You're a splendor. You complete him. On top of you being a virtuous woman, that Proverbs woman, it says, his days shall be doubled. You rejoiceth your husband. You make him happy, like Captain Gad just brought out. You make him happy. When he think about you, he think good thoughts. Not that she is a arguer, she's a nagger. What was that definition on nagging? The long term. What is that? What did it say? No, Hubbaloo is her argument. But it said that in NAGA, the first class, it's the long-term, like, contention plan.
Oh, damn.
Conditioning. Long-term conditioning. I'm a nag now so he knows how and what I like in the future.
Oh, God.
Yeah. A virtuous woman is going to rejoice her husband. Read on. Verse 2.
And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
In peace. Fulfill the years of his life, because the opposite of peace. Let's see if I can say the word. When you don't have no peace, what are you most of the time? What's going on in your mind, your body? You what?
Turmoil.
Turmoil. What's an easier word? Stressed. And what does God say stress does to you?
Kill you.
Rottenness in your bones, it'll kill you. That man won't even be. God got on his number. Okay, on the 82nd day, 82nd year of his life, the 222nd at the 18th hour, he's gonna come back to me. he got that non-virtuous wife. It goes back down to 57 years old,
20 years old.
1 month in, 1 day in. Damn. 10 seconds. He's coming back to me because all of that is stress is going to take him out.
And even in the world, I used to always wonder why men die so much quicker than their wives. Like, dang, what's going on here?
Hard life.
Right. A lot of the women, they would live a lot longer than their husbands. Like, damn, what's going on? That's why she was a dragon.
Yep. Hard life. All right. Verse 3. You read that again?
Sirach chapter 26 and verse 3.
Oh, yeah. Now read verse 3. Go ahead.
A good wife.
Hold on. What?
A good wife.
A good wife is
a good portion.
Is virtuous. A good wife is virtuous. You see where it says, blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife. A good wife is also virtuous. Pull up the definition of virtuous so they can get that. These are some the words and the attributes that you should be attaining to. You should focus on these things. Write them on a damn cue card. Look at them when you go when you wake up in the morning before you go to bed, so you can get down in your spirit. Where's the definition of it? Okay, all right. Having or exhibiting virtue. B, morally excellent. What's that word in all caps, brothers? Righteous. What's that word in all caps, sisters? Righteous. Chaste, potent, efficacious. Is there any synonyms on it? All right, there we go. Other words. There we go. Okay. She's all right. Dang, I'll take that.
That's right.
How many brothers in here would just take all right? She's all right. How's your wife? How's your wife in the house, man? She's all right. I'll take that. Decent, ethical, good, honest, honorable.
Just. Cap, can I say something?
Go ahead.
And I do have to say this as well. Your Proverbs 30ness, if that's a word. Proverbs 30ness.
It is now.
Proverbs 30ness.
It is.
That's a word now? All praises. I've invented a word. Your Proverbs 30ness don't stop at your husband ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. And I want to say this because a lot of sisters will be like, well, he ain't doing what he doing, so I ain't going to strive to be no Proverbs 31 then. I'm not striving then. Sister, you still must strive. You have to. It's like I say all the time, tell brothers and sisters all the time, it's laws that sisters will be judged by that brothers won't be judged by.
Right.
It's laws that brothers gonna be judged by that sisters won't be judged by. So at the end of the day, you must strive to be that Proverbs 31 because that's the ultimate work out your own salvation. Yeah. That's the ultimate goal for every sister in Israel. That's the ultimate goal. You become that. Ain't no what it say? Ain't no law. You blameless.
Right.
I can't speak no evil of you. You blameless. You that's your golden ticket. Proverbs 31 is your golden ticket.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said it because every woman in the kingdom is going to have to measure up to those standards. You are not going to be a Proverbs 13 woman in the kingdom. No, not at all. I've got these attributes right here, God, but all of those ones you was talking about, how you seen a woman, a daughter of Sarah that you created to be, I didn't quite get to none of them. You know what? Looking at the list you got right here, God, I did so on fringes. Can I come in? Get out of here. Go out of here. Oh, dragon. I can get a righteous woman to sew on fringes. Okay, so go back to that virtuous. We honorable, just, moral, nice. That's a virtuous woman, right? Nice. God said a virtuous woman is a crown to a husband. Just nice. You're a good wife if you're just nice. Right-minded. Not left-minded. Right-minded. Righteous again, straight, true, upright. Antonyms: bad, black. Oh, damn! You just ain't nothing but a black devil. Oh, you acting like a black woman right now. Don't be that. Oh Lord, dishonest, dishonorable, evil. That's the opposite. And every one of us in here, when we talking about you sisters, Proverbs, every one of you been evil at one time. You've been evil-minded. You might not have said it. You might try to act like you was a Proverbs woman, but you had evil thoughts. He was unvirtuous, immoral, indecent, sinful, unethical, unrighteous, wicked, and straight out wrong.
It's things that can I'm gonna show you something real quick. Get Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 17. Because sisters may portray that they doing that what they supposed to be doing, but it's out of hatred. So you might ask yourself, how can I exhibit Proverbs 31 in hatred? Let's see. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 15 and verse 17.
Watch this.
Better is a dinner of herbs where love is.
God says better is a dinner and you just serving me cabbage. I come home to a plate of lettuce. I've been working all day. I come home to a plate of lettuce. Now compared to oxtails, like, woman, what the hell is this? But God says better is a plate of herbs with love, read.
Where love is, than a stalled ox.
What is a stalled ox? What do they mean?
Oxtails.
Oxtail. You got a huge feast, read.
And hatred therewith.
And hatred therewith. So it let you know that you can be portraying to be doing your wifely duties, but it's in hatred. And God see that thing.
Yeah. So Proverbs women, you can get your husband to eat a salad if you just be nice to him.
And you know what? You're right too.
He get to eat a salad. You be nice. You come up and smile and you put it in his face. Please, baby, just eat this for me. It's for your health. I'm trying to increase your days on the earth.
Hey, Cat, what is it?
Give me that damn salad, woman.
Hey, Cat.
You know you ain't even right, Joyce.
Hey, but you eat this for me right now? I got something for you later. All right, I eat all the lettuce and croutons. I'll be 100 pounds less in a week, bro. I'll tell you that right now.
Then she come in there and give you a kiss on the cheek. That's what I had for you.
Ow!
Get off me. You manipulate
me. You want a kiss and give me that curry chicken. The hell is this?
All right, so let's read verse 3 again in Sirach 26.
Sirach chapter 26 and verse 3. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord.
Fear the Lord. Go back to Proverbs now. Let's go Proverbs chapter 31 and let's read 10 and 11.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
It does what?
Safely trust in her.
All right, now we read some scriptures earlier. We showed a video, right? We was talking about a certain thing at that point. So putting these together, her husband safely trust in her with the video we showed. Why is her husband safely trusting in this Proverbs woman? Let's see. What was we talking about earlier, showing the van and things of that nature? We was bringing out precepts during that time. Lemuel.
So you trusting your wife is when you going out doing the work of the Most High God that she's still going to abide in the house.
Okay. All right. There you go. She's in the house. That's why you safely trust in her. You know where she's at. She's doing what she's supposed to. Give me Sirach 26:16. You said a man that don't safely abide with his wife and he can safely trust in her, when he leave, he got trackers on the car. He got GPS on the phone, because if he leave, he don't know if she gonna leave either. He don't know what she doing when he leaves, so he got to track her every move. That man don't safely trust in his wife.
Hey, the brother is checking the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, the jobs, email, everything. The brother popping up at the job with a wig on and a fake mustache, a fake badge,
hiding in the car like
in the work.
He in the car looking at
with
you
the binoculars in the grass.
Got to Find My iPhone app.
Right.
To hire cheaters, investigators.
But you was right, because he safely trusting her because she's where she's supposed to be at that time. So read Sirach 26 and verse 16.
Sirach chapter 26 and verse 16. As the sun when it ariseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house.
That's why he can safely trust in her. She's ordering the house. Now look at this. Let's see. I'm going to ask the brothers this. I ain't got much time left. She's ordering the house based on what? Let's see who's thinking. Let me get Joshua. She's ordering the house. You safely trust in her, and she's ordering the house based on what?
Based on what you told her to do.
There you go. She's ordering the house based on how you told her you want it while you gone.
It's a schedule. You ain't got time. You ain't got time to do nothing else but the schedule I gave you on how to order the house.
Right. So I trust it. I know that she's staying busy while I'm gone. And then when I come back, the house is going to be how I want it to be because I told her how to order the house.
Right. So you come home and everything ain't done right. I mean, stuff like that made me question, like, what you been doing?
Right. So if the husband says, make these kids, have them washed up in the bed and on their way to sleep before I come back, and he comes back, and you got one of them sleep, one of them watching TV, and the other one's eating. Right. The man's like, oh, goodness gracious, Lord. Damn it. She don't do nothing I tell her to do. She ain't even trying. She ain't trying. I know she's not trying. So a Proverbs woman and him trusting in you, you're going to order the house how he wants it to be done, not how you like it. If I don't like the daggone air at 67 degrees, damn it, don't put it on 66. You might have hot flashes and whatnot. Get a walk-around fan. Them small things like that. I don't want the air to come on until I might be warm-blooded. More warm-blooded than most. I don't want the air to come on at 82 degrees. Yeah, most are like, damn, that's hot. Yeah. Captain Zakaz, well, I don't like it cold.
It is a little hot, Cap.
It is hot. I know it is. I don't like it cold.
Damn.
Don't turn the air on until it get 80-something degrees. Then turn it on. Sheesh. I'm fine with that. If that's how I want it like that. If you hot, okay, we can talk about it. Turn that thing on when I'm not here. Cool.
But when I come home.
Off. Make sure it's off. I don't want to walk into a cold house. You might have to do that.
Right.
That's it. Order in the house. Mm-hmm. All the women in there like, oh, God, thank God I ain't married to Captain Zakar. Oh, but I have to take a shower every 5 minutes dealing with him.
Hey, but watch this though, Cap. As just like you were saying, you know your husband. You know what he wants and what he don't want. My biggest thing is, why would you go against that?
Yeah.
Why would you even? I mean, if he's Christ in the household, if Christ came home and said, I need you to have this done when I come back. Sister will have it done before he walk out the door. Mm-hmm. So why, when it comes to us, we come home to it not being done? I don't understand that. Yeah. I don't understand that.
Go to 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 14 to show you that that's where God wants his virtuous woman, his Proverbs woman.
And Cap,
yeah,
the women do it so much they don't even know that they're doing it. Say like, brothers know, you take a shower with your wife. The water be too damn hot. You try to turn it down, what they do? They turn it right back up. Like, golly. Yeah, hot as hell. Like, could you put it warm for a minute? Right. Nah, it's too cold. I'm like, yo, I'm in here with you. gonna be bones, skeletons, in a damn shower.
Burn my skin.
Boiling. Right, boiling water.
Hey,
sheesh.
Hey, read verse 14. 1 Timothy 5:14.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5, and verse 14. I will therefore that the younger women marry.
That younger women marry. Go ahead.
Bear children. Guide the house.
Do what?
Guide the house.
So this is more of what we read in Sirach 26. God likes his women to be, his daughters to be in the house because the world lies in wickedness. Right? If you don't need to be out there to do things that you're supposed to do, be where God told you to be so you can stay safe. You get married, guide the house. Read on.
Give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
That you are evil and don't do what your husband. That's the knock on black and Hispanic women, Israelite women, is that they know how to get a man, but they can't keep a man. They know how to get a man because they are physically attractive, but to keep him long term, they can't do it because they don't know how to be wives. That's the knock on Israelite women, but we changing that because you're going to be a Proverbs 31 woman. All right, go to Proverbs 31 and let's read verse 12.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
I couldn't wait to get to that scripture. She gonna do him good. Do him good. Let's see what that means. See what that means. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22.
Bring it out.
Let's show you.
Ephesians.
Because it said do him good, right? So now let's get some expounding on it. Read that.
Ephesians chapter 5 and verse
22.
22, excuse me. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord.
Submit. Go ahead.
For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
In what?
In everything.
Proverbs 31 woman, she will do him good in everything all the days of her life. That's what it means to be a good Proverbs 31 woman. You will submit to your husband in everything as long as it's not sin. Do it because that's your job. I want to be this kind of Proverbs woman, so I'm going to submit in everything.
You know, Cap, everything means everything.
Not if you don't like it, it means everything. Just like you would, like Israel subject to the Christ, we are not going to change Christ's mind on how we're going to get into the kingdom. Right. We're not going to persuade Christ like, Christ, I know you gave us the Sabbath day to keep, but all the sales in captivity here in Babylon the Great are on Saturday. So can you move it to Sunday like the Christian church so we can go and shop and we can look beautiful for you when you come back and get us? How about that, Christ? What you think? Nah, it ain't going down.
Stab.
Keep the Sabbath day holy. That's what he said. So the same way with your husband in everything, I said do this, and your job is to do me good, so do that.
Hey, and I gotta say this with you. In Numbers 30, because I got to bring this point out. In Numbers 30, the daughter submitted to her father in everything. Once she got married to her husband, that role was transferred to the husband. So just like you submitted to your father and everything, you got to submit to your husband and everything. Even if you feel like a child. Even if you feel like a child, damn it, that's your husband. You got to submit to him like you would submit to a father, which made you a child.
Hey, that's a good point, because I'm telling you this right now. When Christ come back, he going to son you. You know what that mean? He gonna tell you to do something like a little kid. Hey, pick up these toys. Pick up the rocks off the ground. What? I'm a grown woman. You can't. Oh, really? Bring her hither.
Stab.
And slay her. Why I gotta pick up the rocks like a little kid?
Hey, we laughing.
Put their head on a pole.
Serious, man.
Right.
This thing is serious, man. I'm telling you, that's the biggest thing in Israel is submission. That's the biggest problem brothers and sisters have with each other. The sister, she submits only to what she wants to do. Do you submit when you are told to do something you don't agree with? Right. Now you a child. Now you a lion.
Go to Sirach 25 and 1. Let me show you this. We're still dealing with which Proverbs woman. So this Proverbs woman is going to do her husband good all the days of his life, right? So one of those points is being in subjection to him in everything. That's how you do him good. Read 25 and 1.
Sirach chapter 25 and verse 1.
Hurry up.
In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before God and men.
It's beautiful before God. Go ahead.
The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, and a man and a wife that agree together.
A man and a wife that agree together in some things, or in what, brothers? Agree in what? All things. Everything. So that means your mind got to be as his mind. He agrees on that. He got his opinions on this, and I got my opinions on that. We don't agree on that, but we make it work. Nah, it don't work like that. God says it's beautiful when a man and a wife agree together, and that is in everything. So what he tells you to do, unless it's sin, if you that Proverbs woman that wants to do your husband good all the days of your life, you're going to agree with him unless it's sin. Now let's go to Proverbs chapter 31, and let's read 12 and 13. Back to Proverbs 31, 12, 13.
Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands.
She worketh willingly with her hands. Go to Tobit chapter 2. So it might be a point of where your husband may fall on hard times. Not that he might not not have a job, but he got one job and you don't have a job, or you got a part-time job and that's all you want is a part-time job so you can have your alone time for the rest of the day, but we're struggling to pay these daggone bills. God says this Proverbs woman is going to work willingly with her hands. Tobit chapter 2, and let's read verse 9 through 11.
Tobit chapter 2 and verse 9. The same night also I returned from the burial and slept by the wall of my courtyard, being polluted, and my face was uncovered. And I knew not that there were sparrows in the wall, and mine eyes being open, the sparrows muted warm dung into mine eyes, and a whiteness came into mine eyes. And I went to the physicians, but they helped me not.
So he had a disability. He fell on hard times throughout the marriage. He was good. He was providing. He had meat on the table. You read that back earlier in Tobit. When Pentecost came up, he had meat on the table, right? He was doing what he had to, but he fell on hard times. He was disabled throughout the marriage. Go ahead.
And moreover, Achiacharus did nourish me until I went into Elemaeus. And my wife Anna did take women's works
So when her husband fell on hard times, she did what? Read it again.
And my wife Anna did take women's works to do.
She worketh willingly with her hands. She didn't make up an excuse. Well, you know what? Tobias can go to work. Send him out there to work. You know, because, I ain't worked in so long. If I went back out into the job force, I just wouldn't know what to do. No, this Proverbs woman, you work willingly with your hands when your husband fall on hard times. It might be different situations. Like I say, you might fall on where it just ain't enough coming in, so I got to get a job so we can have a little bit more breathing room, because he's breaking his back working 12 hours and sometimes overtime just to make ends meet, although I'm at home doing this, that, and the other. But maybe I need to get a part-time job. Maybe I do need to get a full-time job, and we need to bring in some more money. Proverbs woman going to say, you know what? Let me look.
You might not even know how long it's going to be. You might think it's a short time. And what we reading right here, he was blind for 8 years.
Yeah.
You had to hold it. She had to hold it down for 8 years straight.
That's a Proverbs woman right there.
6 days a week. Yeah. Bringing it in, doing whatever 8 years without, she ain't know.
Hey, and she didn't assume the authority because she was making more money.
Right. She sure didn't. They got into a little scuffle at the beginning because he's like, oh, no, this ain't money. This is something else. You must have stole it. Got into this. Once that was ironed out, like, no, you such a good man. They gave you a lamb on top of it.
Right.
Oh, okay. I understand now. Went back to work 8 years, 6 days a week. All right. So you work willingly with your hands as a Proverbs 31 woman. Go back to Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 31.
Let's read 13 and through 15.
13. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant's ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She ariseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and a portion to her maids.
So a Proverbs 31 woman, this type of Proverbs woman, which one? You got to at least know how to cook according to your husband's liking. Now, a lot of times we throw out there just know how to cook. Well, some brothers don't like they food seasoned that much. Their palate might be different. Some might like it like some Judah food. Who knows? You don't know. But your cooking should be according to his tasting, right? Give me 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 40. Just don't fall into this category no matter what it is. 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 40. We almost finished here.
2 Kings chapter 4 and verse 40. So they poured out for the men to eat. And it came to pass, as they were eating of the pottage, that they cried out and said, O thou man of God, there is death in the pot.
Is what?
There is death in the pot.
Oh, Lord, this is nasty as hell.
And they could not eat thereof.
You trying to poison me? What the hell you put in there? Clorox? Long as it ain't death in the pot, sisters. Make it according to your husband's tasting, okay? Read on. Verse 41.
Verse 41. But he said, then bring meal. And he cast it into the pot. And he said, pour out for the people that they may eat. And there was no harm in the pot.
So make sure there ain't no harm in the pot, okay? So we're gonna end it there because headquarters is about to come on. But examine yourself. Which Proverbs woman are you? Are you that loud, clamorous, boisterous one that feet don't abide in a house and bring all kind of trouble into the home? Or are you that Proverbs woman that's a virtuous one that's hard to find?
Now they will see the true men of God. We are not black men, we are the Israelites.
It's so hard to serve God. And why when I say that I'm a Jew, it sound odd. For years I've been walking around saying that I'm a black man. I ain't saying that no more, it sound wrong, man.
This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels. Stay up to date with our latest events, music, and classroom lessons. IUIC plans to continue visiting different countries where this gospel has not been preached before. IUIC needs your help in pushing this truth. So join us. Subscribe to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and podcast, and stay up to date with us. For more information, please visit www.israelunite.org.